Hey guys, JamesMCD's Reviews here. Welcome to another episode of the Cinematic Bucket List series. And today we're going to be talking about Super Mario Bros. Released in 1993, directed by Annabelle Jankley and Rocky Morton. With the Illumination Mario movie releasing this week, I felt like it would be a fun idea to go back and revisit the sole reason why it took 30 years to get another Mario movie. And in case you guys are wondering, I have seen the new Mario movie, but I'm not going to be covering it right away because I'm putting something together with Kevin and Jared of Jubilife Terminal podcast, and we're planning on doing something to cover the Mario movie, but it's probably going to take a little bit, so I will be covering it, just not right away. But anyway, this movie centers around Mario and Luigi Mario, yes, that is their real names, played by Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, respectfully, who they run a plumbing service, and while on one of their jobs, they run into this archaeologist named Daisy, who she is kind of like orphaned. She isn't really clear of where she comes from, and then one thing leads to another, and she gets kidnapped and brought into a parallel version of New York that is ruled by, you know, de-evolved, like, human dinosaur hybrids, and ruled under the tyrannical hand of King Koopa, played by Dennis Hopper. And so Mario and Luigi have to travel and traverse through this, like, weird, like, Blade Runner-esque world to save Daisy and defeat the evil King Koopa. Trust me, it is not as exciting as it sounds. In case you don't know, this movie had a very troubling production. The director and the people involved were not big fans of the game, which makes you kind of wonder why they even signed on to direct something like this. They kept it purposefully, like, as far away from the source material as they possibly could. They apparently also weren't very professional to work with. Like, they kept changing the script on everyone, like, over and over again, to a point where apparently the actors, like, stopped even trying to remember their lines. And both Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo have both said, like, not only was this one of the lowest points in their careers, but they would, like, drink in between takes because they just wanted to forget being a part of this movie as quickly as possible. So with all that in mind, is there, like, anything positive that I can say about this movie? No, not really. I'm not even gonna lie. I really tried to give this movie the benefit of the doubt. Like, I wanted to be like, you know, it's not that bad. It is that bad. And not even in, like, a entertaining, like I wish I could say that this was, like, an entertaining so bad it's good type of movie, but it really isn't. Like, when they first get to the, like, sort of, you know, cyberpunk, like, New York, like, dinosaur hybrid type of place, like, it starts off kind of, like, really weird and bizarre and kind of all over the place, and you kind of, like, laugh at it a little bit just because of how completely opposite this is to what you're expecting from the games. There are a lot of things in that intro that are pretty unintentionally funny, like the, like, CDI graphics dinosaur intro, the weird explanation for, like, how the parallel universes came to be and shit like that. The, like I guess 90s hijinks that occur between Mario and Luigi in that opening, the, like, awkward chemistry between Luigi and Daisy. There is some stuff to, like, get a good laugh at, but then after a while, like, once you're in this world for a bit, you kind of just get tired of it. Like, you're not really invested in anything that's going on, even ironically. You're just kind of waiting for it to be over. Like, there was a moment when I was watching this the other night, and there was a moment where I kept turning to my girlfriend and I was like, hey, are you awake? You awake? Because she was nodding off. She was having none of this. And then at a point, like, when they're doing that prison break, I started to nod off. So I had to pause it and, like, nap for an hour because I'm like, I'm not gonna stay awake for this movie if I keep watching it. Like, it was just so boring after a while. On top of it just being not entertaining and not engaging, it's you know, a complete 180 from the source material, like, and not in a good way. Like, I had to remind myself what character was what because of, like, how unrecognizable everything about this movie is. Like, I mean, for one, like, they hardly, aside from Mario, Luigi, and Daisy, they hardly say people's names. So half the time, I have no idea what character is what. When they said Toad's name, and then he turns into that Goomba halfway through, first of all, yeah, those things are meant to be Goombas. And second of all, I kind of started to forget that Toad was even in this. Yoshi is genuinely just a dinosaur. King Koopa, played by Dennis Hopper, like, honestly, I think Dennis Hopper is probably one of the few saving graces of this movie because he just absolutely does not give a shit. He's like, I think Nostalgia Critic described him best when he said he's a cross between Donald Trump and Dr. Evil, and that comes across in his performance when he has these little, like, quirky line deliveries when he's like, monkey, and shit like that. He can be, like, unintentionally, like, funny sometimes, but, like, he's really the only one. The rest of the actors, just Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo are, you know, I mean, it's clear to see why their performances are the way they are because they're trashed half the time, but they are both, like, just clearly not giving a shit. Daisy is completely flat. The rest of the actors, like, don't even make that big an impression, so it's, like, not even worth talking about. The world that they're in isn't all that interesting. Like, it's very grimy and dirty looking, and it's just kind of a mashup of different, like, cyberpunk, like, esque, futuristic, like, alternate universe type of things that were around at the time. And it just, like, what part of this did they think would even remotely be familiar as Mario? Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I am forgetting more and more about this movie the more that I talk about it. I am partially I am glad that I watched it just to say that I did, and also just to have something to compare to now having seen the Illumination one. And again, without going too far into details, because I plan on talking about the Illumination one later down the line, but, you know, just comparing the two movies, the Illumination one is by far and away the superior film. Like, not even just how it represents the source material, but just in terms of being a fun and entertaining movie. Like, this wasn't even fun, ironically. I mean, there are people that defend it, and good on them. Like, I have guilty pleasure shit from my childhood that I defend. Like, I mean, I don't defend it, but, like, I still enjoy watching it. Polar Express, Thomas and the Magic Railroad, all that shit. But I'm not gonna try and defend this movie. It's bad, and not even in a fun way. Yeah, if you haven't seen it already, don't. Just stick with the new one coming out. And yeah, if I had to rate it, I'd probably give it a 1.5 out of 5. But anyway, that does it for this video. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of the Super Mario movie from 1993. Were you around when it first came out? Did you like it back then? Are you just seeing it for the first time? What do you think of it now? And are you excited for the new one? Let me know all that stuff down below. Until next time, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you can stay up to date on when I'm posting. Follow me on all my social media, subscribe to my main channel. Everything you need to know will be in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.
Mario, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step, and then again, let's do the